at that point, he looked at me and he says, "Mr. Bego, we enjoy conversation, but we embrace confrontation. We will start targeting your customers and your buildings within 30 days." So at that point, basically, what I dubbed as the war was initially on. They had young kids trick-or-treating in my neighborhood, and I think this is sad. And they would have the kids trick-or-treat at the door, get their candy, and then they would hand out flyers to our neighbors defaming my company, EMS, and this owner's company. And at the same time, and I was there, and they handed me one of these flyers. Parked across the street was a couple of SEIU organizers watching what was going on. The trick-or-treaters that were out passing out flyers. This is a picture of the flyer that you can see in the book, and calls it the House of Horrors. They had about 20 protesters come out on the golf course and march around in a circle with signs that said "Shame on EMS," and they were chanting "EMS must go" and "Dave Bego must go." And the sad part about this was that they had little kids marching in line with them. Down in Cincinnati, where we clean a college facility, I received a call one day from the local OSHA office, and the lady says, "We've had a complaint filed against your company." And I said, "Okay, please explain to me what it is." And she says, "Well, the complaint alleges that your people are carrying human body parts out in bags every night and being forced to do this." And I was sitting in this chair that I'm sitting in today, and I just had to take just a second and step back, and I'm thinking, what is wrong with these people? We had another customer in Cincinnati where they actually had some of their people run into the building, run up the stairs, and hang a banner over the customer's building saying "Shame on them" for not taking care of janitors. And it's a sad situation when you have people that are attacking other people just because they can't achieve their goals through normal business practices. And that's really what we're talking about here. It's also interesting some of the other things that the union employed, and I talked about some of their flyers, and I don't know how well this will show up, but there's a flyer they put out, what happens at Market Tower when the tenants go home for the day, and it defames EMS and talks about intimidation and firing of union supporters, worker exploitation, civil rights abuses, threatened physical violence, which never happened. On the flip side, as I told you earlier, some of our employees were intimidated and threatened by organizers outside the buildings. But during the campaign, I placed an ad in the Indianapolis Star and said, "Dear SEIU, please fish or cut bait." And in this article, I explained to them that we felt that we did the right things as a company and took care of our employees, but that if our employees wanted to have an election, we were willing to have one. But let's do it. And if we're going to do it, let's do it now. And if our employees decline the union, then they should leave us alone. And if they decide on the union, we as a company will accept that and move on and negotiate with the union. I never heard one response from this ad from the union. And I never, ever got a response throughout the rest of the campaign to my suggestions we go ahead and have an election.